I am live. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, is what everybody says. I used to think that. I used to think Fridays were happy days. It's so funny when I think about it now. You know why I was happy? Because I didn't have to work the next day. That's why I was happy it was Friday. And if I'm happy about that, that means I hate where I work or I hate working, one or the other, if I'm happy about Friday. Because I promise you, once you get out of debt and you start working for yourself and you become free, Friday is just a day of the week. Saturday and Sunday are not special. I know it seems like that when you're in debt. They're not special. It's just Saturday and Sunday. Monday's not evil. Monday's not a bad thing. It's nothing. It's just Monday. I promise you. What's up, Aaron? What's up, Dennis Rodriguez? Welcome. As you guys can see, I love what I do. Absolutely love it. None of it feels like work. None of it. I'm changing lives. I'm changing lives. I am changing lives. And that's how I know this is my passion. This is my purpose. Everybody's really looking for their purpose. They just don't know how to look for it. And SMD is a place that can help you find it. I promise you, I can help you find it. Everybody has one. Everybody has something. They always put it on the back burner because because of their career or kids or, I got to get married now, whatever that is. And I want you guys to understand something. All that stuff, that pressure you're feeling to get married, buy a house, have 2.5 kids, that's all an illusion to keep you in debt. I promise you that it's all an illusion to keep you in debt. That pressure you feel, that's fake. That's not real. That's coming from other slaves that want you to be just like them. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt, financing everything that goes down in value and wondering why they're living paycheck to paycheck, okay? Calling themselves homeowners with 30-year mortgages, believing the equity is they own the equity in a house that they don't even own, don't even know that. None of it's mathematically true. None of it. Everything I'm saying, I can prove. I'm not incorrect. This is not a theory. This is not a gimmick. Everything I'm telling you, I can 100% prove to be true. That means I'm never, ever wrong with what I'm saying. Ever. I'm never wrong. How many people on YouTube can claim what I just claimed and prove it? Not just saying it, I can prove it and say that I'm never wrong. Nobody on YouTube can say that. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. So what I do is help people out of that debt matrix by showing you that. I bring you right up to the gate of where the debt matrix glitch is, okay? And I'm telling you what it is. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Yes, including your mortgage. Yes, including your student loans. Yes, including your tickets that you don't. Yes, including the stuff that you think is going to fall off your credit report in 7 years. All that stupid nonsense. Add it all up. And then I want you to go savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Here is the glitch. You're going to either choose to believe the math that you're seeing, believe that you're in the deep, deep negative and you have no money and you are broke, or you're going to go on pretending like it doesn't exist and you will remain in the debt matrix until you're dead. You will never understand what true freedom feels like. You will never, it will be 100% mathematically impossible for you to even feel what I'm trying to tell you. Impossible. It cannot happen. That's the glitch. All you gotta do is believe your own math. And let me tell you guys something, okay? People that are don't believe math and live in the debt matrix, those are called unconscious slaves. They have no idea that they're controlled. They have no idea that money doesn't exist for them in any form. Gold, silver, platinum, cryptocurrency, Ethernet, cryptocurrency, none of it exists. None of it. They just believe it does. Because if your finance, let me tell you something. If your finances are in a negative, money does not exist for you. Gold doesn't exist, silver, none of your investments that you think you're making money from. No, you're not. And I can prove it. Everything I'm saying, remember when I tell you this, everything I'm saying, I can mathematically prove. But if you're a person that looks at that, looks at that negative number and you say, I believe it. Those are the ones I'm helping. Okay. Now here, as soon as you say, I believe that number, and that's where I step in. I say, here's the plan. Here's the roadmap to get out of that. It's going to be very uncomfortable doing it. Everybody around you is not going to understand why you're doing it. What for? Everybody dies with these. This is what slaves say. Everybody dies with debt. Debt is just part of life. Debt is dead. Everywhere you go is dead. It don't matter where you live, is debt. Those are called slaves, unconscious slaves, because they believe debt is part of life when it's not. No, it's not. Debt is not part of life. That's not true. That's an illusion. But once slaves accept that, they're just unconscious slaves. The conscious slaves believe it. Now I give you the roadmap, and I'm gonna show you step by step. I swear to God, I will give you the exact steps on how to become free the fastest, all legal. Because over here on this side of the game, you don't do illegal shit when it comes to finances. You don't do that. You don't cheat on your taxes. You don't hide money in different accounts. You don't pretend to not tell the IRS that you're making money, and you just don't tell them and pretend it doesn't exist. You don't do none of that here, because when you get over here, you will understand none of that is necessary. None of it's necessary. Like, let me give you an example. I know nothing about taxes, okay? Nothing. But I know exactly who to hire to fix my taxes to make sure they're right. If I hire a lawyer, like a tax lawyer, the first question I'm gonna ask that tax lawyer, are you still paying on your student loans? If they say yes, I'm not using them. If they think me asking to seeing their personal credit report it makes them uncomfortable, I don't care. Those are feelings. I don't care if it makes them uncomfortable to that question, because the right tax person, they're going to know exactly why I'm asking that question. I swear to God. You know why? Because nobody asked that question of each other. People don't ask to see other people's personal credit reports. That's not a common question. But when they go apply for a loan, you better believe it. They have no problem. That's the first question businesses ask. Hey, let me see your credit report. Let me see it. But person to person, they don't do that. And you believe if you're going to see somebody that knows something about something that you don't know about, they're somehow smarter than you. No, they're not. That's not true either. This is how you will live. Over here, it's free. It's freedom. It's true freedom. And this is what I do. Now, the reason why I started dating minus debt is, let me just shout out to Wayman for the $2 super chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much, sir. Now, the reason why I started dating minus debt is this. Once you become on this side of the game, Your whole dating, relationship, marriage, whatever, will be 100% totally different than the way you think of it now. All these so-called dating coaches that are telling you stuff on their channels, I promise you, that's just business. They're not doing anything for you. I promise you. They're just conducting business. I'm not saying that they're channels that now let me make sure I'm clear when you hear me talk about dating channels, because I don't mix business and my feelings with what they're doing. Okay. If they're doing something that's absolutely legal, it doesn't matter how I feel about what they're doing. Okay, let's make sure that's 100% clear. If whatever they're doing to make money and it's 100% legal, it doesn't matter how I feel about it. Okay, I'm just telling you something that you cannot see. You don't need it, because everything starts with you. Everything, everything. So once you get into the business of you, shout out to Urban Bros for the 1999 super sticker. Thank you, sirs. Very much appreciated. Once you get out of debt, you will never date anybody in debt. You will never take anybody serious that's in debt, and especially the ones that don't even know it. The people that are in debt and don't even know it. This will be the difference with you, okay? Once you get out of debt, you won't care what they do. You won't care what college they went to. You won't care what kind of job they have. You won't care if they're a successful lawyer, doctor. It doesn't matter. If they are in debt, they are just high-paid slaves. It doesn't matter where they live. If they don't own it, like if they say, "Hey, I live in this part of the town, which is the rich part of town," and if they tell you they're paying a mortgage, it doesn't matter if they're living over there. It's not theirs. And usually people making mortgage payments are making car payments. They're making car payments. Them having mortgage payments is the very reason why they're making car payments. You will not date people like that. And it just keeps on going down. They start financing cell phones. They think it's normal. Only slaves think financing a cell phone is normal. You will never date people like that. You'll never get it. Do you know everything in your divorce rate's going to go down? Because you'll never even seriously date a slave. You'll never do that. You get out of debt, you come across somebody that got everything on your list, right? They got the looks, they got the job, they smell good, the sex is great. They live in a nice area. They're climbing the ladder at their career and blah blah blah. But if you find out that person has $200,000 in student loan debt and that they've had since they graduated from college, you're not gonna take them serious. If you find out they got student loans that are older than their children, you're not going to take them serious. Your whole life is going to change. Somebody's revving their car up. It's like loud. I don't know why. Hold up, they're passing by here. You're not going to take them serious. You're going to say, "Hey, what are you going to do about that $200,000 in student loan debt?" If they say nothing, if they say, "Oh, that's one of those forever loans," I'm telling you, let me make sure you guys understand this, especially slaves. I want you guys to understand this. If you ever hear somebody call a student loan a forever loan, guess what they're telling you? They're going to be a forever slave. They just don't know that they're saying it. Sorry. They'll be like, "Hey, I thought we was good." I say, "Yeah, we were, but you're just in too much debt." That's how you're gonna say it if they persist. You're gonna come up with something to kind of kill it off. Honestly, you probably won't even get that far to have to explain yourself. You could just after one or two calls, you're gonna know. Because everybody gets to know each other first on the phone. All you got to do is listen to them talk. Because you got to remember, unconscious slaves don't know that they don't unconscious slaves don't trust math, and they don't know they don't trust math. So they're going to be speaking debt to you, but they're not going to know they're speaking debt to you. So don't even worry about anything progressing, anywhere quickly, because it's not. Because the slaves, that's the first thing they do. You got to remember, usually slaves, especially men, unconscious slave men, they usually will get stuff to try to impress a woman, right? Hey, look at my car, look where I live, look at my shoes, look at my clothes. But if you listen to them real closely, if they're making mortgage payments and they're making car payments and they're making cell phone payments, they're just slaves, and they're telling you that they're slaves because only slaves do things like that. When you hear a person like really talk about their job position or where they work, that's important to listen to. You know why? Because that's all they have. Because right now, whatever position that their employer, whatever name, job title that their employer gave them, they believe it's them. It's not them. That job title that they're so proudly to walk around and tell everybody, their employer owns it. They have no idea that their employer can take that title away from them anytime they wish. And then once they strip them of their title, guess what? They're gonna be like, "Who am I then?" They don't even know who they are until that title is that title they believe is theirs. No, they don't even own it. They don't even own the title. Don't even know it. And here you are out on a date with them, and they're in the car. They're just slave splaining. This is called slave splaining. Slave splainers is when they talk about things that make absolutely no mathematical sense at all. It doesn't, and they don't even know it. They're just yip yapping because that in their world, that's what they think. It's called fake it till you make it. But the problem was with slaves, they keep faking it and faking it. They'll never make it because they're too deep in debt to do anything. They don't understand they're never going to make it. As far as if they keep faking it, guess what? They're never going to make it. They don't know that slogan. I guarantee you, no slave has ever heard that. Walk up to them and you hear somebody say, "Hey, fake it till you make it," and then turn around and say, "Hey, man, if you keep faking it, you're never going to make it." They will have not a clue of what the fuck you're talking about. And the reason why I cuss, for those of you guys that are new to my channel, whenever you hear me use a cuss word, that means it's saying something that's very, very serious. That means if you pay attention to what I said, it could change your life. Whenever you hear me here use a cuss word, you're like, man, damn, why do you use that cuss word? Okay, that must be something important. If you ever hear somebody say fake it till you make it, you turn around and say, if you keep faking it, you're never gonna make it. Your whole dating life will change. Like, let me give you an example, okay? Had I known what I was telling you today, I probably wouldn't have kids. I would have never got married. And let me make sure, okay, let me not say never. Let me not say, let me take that back so you guys can understand this. It wouldn't have happened the way it happened with me, because you don't understand. Once you get out of debt, your whole world is going to change. And then you're not even going to you would never ever, let alone not marry a slave. I would most definitely would have never had a kid by slaves. And I'm not even talking about them. You know why I'm saying that? Because I was a slave when I was with them. I was a slave too. So I'm saying, if it was me, if I had this mindset right now, back then, I wouldn't have been a slave. So we wouldn't have had nothing in common, let alone even get married or having children. There is no way. I remember, like, I always tell this story. I remember being in court trying to fight to stay in my kids' lives and all this stupid nonsense. It's so stupid. It is so stupid. I remember being in court and I used to say to myself, I'm not supposed to be here. I used to always say that to myself. I couldn't tell nobody that. I just knew I was, when I was up here and this judge is dictating my money and my life, I used to always say to myself, I am not supposed to be here. I had no idea what that meant. Okay. I didn't know what that meant. I don't know what I was saying. I do know now, because if I had not been in debt, I would have never been there. I would have never been in court. I would have never been through the child support system. None of that would have ever happened. Now that I'm on the outside of it, I can clearly see that is a straight business. Slaves having slaves, just getting together, blaming each other for the money problems when they're both parties are in debt. You hear people in court fighting over money, and you could look at each one of them and say, "Hey, man, do you know how much debt you're in?" No. You ask the other person, no. That's why they're fighting, because money doesn't even exist for them. You will never legally tie yourself to anyone. Get married to them? Hell no, you'll never marry a slave. Your dating life is going to change. And then when you understand this information that I'm sharing with you right now, and then I want you to go back and listen to all the dating coaches that are on YouTube. Let's listen to them all. None of them will make any sense to you. It won't even make any sense, because you'll look at it and say, well, how can you tell me about myself? Because once you get out of debt, you'll know about yourself. You will know you. I'm telling you something that I'm experiencing right now, and I'm telling you. That's why. That's the only thing. That's the only way, how I can explain it to you. But once I got out of debt, I went through all the steps, and I just figured out it's about me. So once I figured out myself, then I listened to somebody else tell me, "You trying to tell me about myself?" No, I know about myself. Everything starts with me. Nothing outside of me. So once you understand zero starts with you, you're not gonna tie yourself to somebody that does not understand that. Unconscious slaves have no idea that zero starts with them. If they're not if they're not at zero right now, they have no idea. Their whole financial life is doesn't make mathematical sense. Is mathematically incorrect. Their whole financial life is mathematically incorrect, and they have no idea of it. Now, I always say this too. If you are in a relationship, marriage, uh, boyfriend, girlfriend, many years, whatever, it's gonna, and one of you guys wakes up and the other one doesn't, even when you try to show them and tell them, hey, check this out, look, this way's better, blah blah blah, and they still don't, guess what? That relationship's over. And if you hear me, I want you to understand something. Once you cross over, there's no going back. Okay, you're not just gonna stop and say, "Hey, yeah, I like being in debt again. That's cool. I was better. I had," but no, you'll realize that you're free. You'll realize that you can do anything you want now. All those things that you wanted to do out of your life and that you put on the back burner because of work and doing what other people said and all that stuff. Nope, all that comes to the forefront and it doesn't turn off. And then you'll start telling people, hey, stop talking to me about that. You'll start looking at them as the slaves they are. They are slaves by choice. Now, remember this, to remove your feelings from this, okay? This is why you hear me talk about slaves the way I say it so strongly, because it doesn't matter, because they're choosing to be slaves. They're choosing not to trust mathematics. They're choosing it. This will help you remove your feelings from it, because you will know that they're choosing it. This goes the same with relationship with loved ones and family members because it does. Debt is the colorblind slave master. The debt matrix doesn't care what color you are. Don't be fooled by that. That's another illusion. That's the colorblind slave master. All it sees is green. If they're gone, they're gone. It doesn't matter if you love them. It doesn't matter. You can tell them till they're blue, till you're blue in the face. They're not gonna hear you. This is how it's gonna affect your whole life, not only just your dating life, your whole life. You'll never accidentally move in mistakenly, fast for love with a slave. You're not. You know how sometimes love and sex will fool you. Ooh, this is good. This love is good. This feels so great. This sex feels great. I promise you, if they have $200,000 in student loan debt, that won't happen. You won't quickly move in with them. You won't quickly think it's love. You're gonna finally you're gonna ask them, hey, what are you gonna do about that debt? And they don't. If they don't have an answer, you're not gonna do any of that. Financial scams won't work against you. You know, what if you're with somebody, you get with somebody and you know they're doing a financial scam and they have no clue that they're doing it? You think you're going to legally tie yourself to that person? No, you're not. Like you get with somebody that goes to the casino all the time. Do you know those are slaves? Those are slaves getting that one in a million chance. That's why casinos are getting bigger and bigger and big. You think they're growing because there's a bunch of winners? No, they're growing because there's a bunch of losers. There's a bunch of slaves. You come across a person that's a gambler and all that stuff. Hey, you won't do none of that. Nope. So you sure you won't because you'll say, "Oh, you're a gambler? Yeah, let me see your personal credit report." Or you go to Vegas a lot? You do a lot of gambling to casinos? Yeah, let me see your personal credit report. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Their personal credit report will tell you why they're going to the casinos. Their personal credit report will tell you why they're gambling. Shout out to Everyday Valet, $5 super chat. You defend your POV well on Ramil's panel showing the slave mentality. You know what? And I'm not even trying every day. This is why it sounds like I'm defending it. Even to use the word defend, I know it's right. So there's nothing to defend. I know my math is right, so I'm not protecting anything. That's why I sound the way I sound. I'm never wrong ever. I'm always mathematically correct, always. This is why I sound the way I sound. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I have this is the best way I can describe this. And you guys that are conscious slaves or aliens, I swear to God, it feels like a superpower. It feels like a superpower that's obvious. That's what makes it. This is what makes it a superpower. It's obvious. I can tell a slave to their face that I'm never wrong. They will walk away agreeing with my mathematics, knowing my math is right, everything, but they still won't believe me. That's why it feels like a superpower. It's like mind blowing, man. Anybody that you like when I'm on Ramil's channel, you see how emotional they get. They get hyped up. They don't know. You got to understand something. They don't know why they're getting that hyped up. They don't know why because they're hyped up because they know my math is wrong and they can't prove it to be wrong. They don't know that there is no way around math. It is or it is not. Period. There is no and even during that, one dude said math is irrelevant. When you hear somebody say that, you must understand they don't know that they're saying that out loud in public for everybody to hear. They don't know that, or else they wouldn't say it. Like let me give you an understand so you can understand what I mean. I would never say that. I would never say math is irrelevant because that wouldn't be true. It wouldn't be true. See? So that's how I know he doesn't know, because anybody that knows would never say that out loud in public. In your dating world, you don't really understand something. I want you guys to really clearly understand something. When you are debt free, your credit report is one page with a bunch of zeros. I'm not talking about the credit score. I'm talking about what's within it. It's one page with a bunch of zeros in it. So if somebody ever asked us to see our personal credit report, we have no problem showing them because there's nothing on it. The reason why slaves don't want to do that and they think it's some kind of secret, because they don't want you to see what's on it. I swear to God, it feels like a superpower. I and listen, I don't own mathematics. Okay, it was here before I was born. It will be here long after I'm dead. I don't own it. I clearly now understand something. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. CENTS. That's the statement I live by. You come across like, for example, if you go out on a date and you're with a person, it could be man or woman, and you see them doing things that don't mathematically add up, you know something's wrong. You know something's wrong. You don't have to, you just know something doesn't mathematically add up. So that's an indicator or something, okay? If it doesn't add up. Say for example, they do something, hey, I'm a janitor, but they got a nice house and a nice Benz, and you get it, and if you're mathematically blind, you won't see that that doesn't add up. But when your eyes are open and you trust mathematics, you come across, you see somebody doing that, hey, something's wrong, something doesn't make sense. And then that's when you ask the person, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a janitor. Oh, you got the Benz in the house, and they just kind of giggle and laugh. That's it. Relationship's over. I promise you, that's how it will work. Because if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense. But you guys, again, you guys really don't understand. The whole key to this whole dating relationship thing is ask to see a person's personal credit report. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. I swear to God, all you guys got to do, that's all you got to do. Let me see your personal credit report first before we go any further. I don't care what kind of clothes you're wearing. I don't care what kind of car you drive. I don't care where you live. I don't care what kind of job you have. I don't care how fat your ass is. I don't care how bad your body is. Let me see your personal credit report first. That's going to tell me everything I need to know where this relationship is going. Oh, wow. First, no, you can't see it. Okay, well, whatever. This relationship's over. Why not? Because I need to see your personal credit report. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Because if you're getting into a relationship, that's a personal relationship. If you're sharing your body, you're fucking, you're having kids, but you ain't, but it's uncomfortable to ask to see the other person's personal credit report, that's a problem. You should be able to comfortably ask somebody else to see their personal credit report before you have sex with them, or before you have a child, or before you get married, or anything. You won't care how they feel about it. I promise you, you won't care how they feel about it. They got a problem with it. Oh yeah, we can't date. Oh, you gonna let somebody else get all this? I guess. And today, when you hear some like sit like that, sit like you said that, and then some woman say, "Oh, you gonna let somebody get all this?" Not you. It's like you're talking like you're the only woman on earth. I don't get it. I mean, when you get on this side, this is how I look at things. Because I remember hearing that a few times through my life. And the guy becomes worried. Oh man, I don't want nobody else to get this. You won't think like that anymore. If somebody would, if a woman said that to me today, I'd be like, "Wow, you think you're the only woman on earth? That's weird. That's weird to me. Oh, you don't think somebody got some better stuff than you? Okay, all right, whatever." I would laugh. I'd be like, "Wow, you got a huge ego." And ego is ego. And let me explain something to you guys about ego. There's an ego that's in the debt world where you guys think ego means uh oh, he thinks highly of herself, or she's stuck on herself. Look at the way she's dressed. She's got a big ego. Not that kind of ego. No, this ego, when you get out of debt, this ego is the type of ego that makes you believe you're something that you're not. You know you're pretending, right? But that's ego fueling you, right? For Let me give you an example. Here's an example of ego. When you think your job title is you, that's your ego lying to you, because you don't own your job title, your employer does. So your ego is lying to you. Okay, that's the type of ego I'm talking about. So if you're walking around saying, "Hey, I'm a this type of lawyer. I work at this office. I work for so and so with so and so LLC, blah blah blah." That's a title that they gave you. You don't know one day that title is going to be taken from you, either retired, quit, strip, fired, whatever. It doesn't matter. One day it might just be gone. And then when that's gone, then ego's going to laugh at you because you're not going to know who you are. Who are you? You'll be like, "Oh, damn, who am I without that job title?" Yeah, that's a good question. Once you know you won't be involved with nobody that doesn't know themselves. Because once you know you will clearly see if somebody doesn't know themselves yet. That's very, very apparent and clear. I promise you this. It's very easy to spot somebody that hasn't found themselves. And I promise you, you're not going to get with somebody that hasn't found themselves yet. I promise you. You will clearly see they're still searching. Like, say, for example, it, it, this is why you will be this is what you'll be able to see before you get with a person that hasn't found themselves or in debt, they're slaves, right? You clearly see they haven't found themselves right from the gate. Okay, if you decide to, it's very hard. Okay, when you don't know yourself, that's very hard to see. Okay, you can't really see it when you don't know yourself. But once you know yourself, that's very easy to see, right? So if you can see it ahead of time and you decide to get with that person anyway, and you invest your feelings, even though you knew from the gate that they still didn't know themselves, and because if they don't know themselves, that means they're still searching for whatever that means. It doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with you. But you know, if they are, you're not going to get with that person because you know that's what's going to happen because they're still searching. That's why people still fuck around and fuck with other people. You know why? Because the person they're with doesn't is not the person for them. That's why they're doing it. Because if the person they're with was truly the person for them, they wouldn't do that. That's not even anything that's nothing. I'm saying I'm talking too fast. That's nothing that pops in my brain to do with from the woman I'm with. I don't have the desire to fuck another woman outside of this relationship. I never even think about that. And I'm telling you, you guys, girls, whatever, it really doesn't matter. The reason why you're thinking that, because whoever you're with is not the person you're supposed to be with. Because when you do find the person you're with, that desire is not there. I promise you. What It doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks and says, what men's supposed to be doing, what women's supposed to be doing. That's what they do. Let them, if they believe that, you let them believe that, but that's not true. The majority think that way. It's not true. I promise you, it's not true. West Splash 499 super chat. You got to understand, OG. You the dead, you the dead Jesus. The masses will rebuke you. I'm trying to go to heaven. You dig? Stay blessed. You know what? You got to remember too. You got to remember this, Wes. When I'm talking, they can't hear me. Okay? That's why they get angry, because they have no idea what I'm saying. They don't know what I'm saying. That's why I always try to tell them every time they say something that doesn't make mathematical sense, I say, but is my math right? Notice how they always say yes, but. They always say, yes, but this. Yes, but it's not that easy. Yes, but that's not the way it works. Yes, but if it was so, there's always a but when the but doesn't even exist. There is no but. The only answer is yes or no. But they always say yes. And then and this is another thing you guys got to understand. They don't know that they're slave splaining. They don't know that. They can't. I swear to God, you guys think I'm joking. They can't hear me. The only reason why they heard me over there on Ramil's show because they like Ramil, and so they're gonna come on the show. But they don't come here. Maybe they do. Maybe in the background sometimes. But it doesn't matter. Even if they came here, if they're in the debt matrix, they cannot hear me. Even when I make such claims like I'm never wrong, there's no other channel on YouTube like my channel, blah blah blah, and they go, hey, let me go look for it. It's right, it's true. There is nothing like his channel. Exactly. Who on YouTube can say, hey, I'm never mathematically wrong ever? Who gonna say that? I do. Once you reach this level, your dating pool is gonna be so small. I wish you good luck. I wish you good luck. I wish you good luck. But your solitude, because part of finding yourself is solitude. If you can't, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you can't be by yourself, you can't reach this level. You have to be truly happy being alone. Not loneliness, solitude. Very different. If you don't truly enjoy being by yourself, you'll never be able to find yourself because you're uncomfortable being with yourself. That's part of the deal. You have to do that. Once you find yourself, hey, it's the game has changed forever. Your confidence level goes through the roof because anybody you're attracted to, you'll talk to them. And I promise you this, you will talk to them very different than the people that normally talk to them. All the lines guys be coming at women with, the same old, same old. You won't come at women like that no more. I promise you. You won't need any line. You won't need no fancy line. You won't need no fancy car. You won't need to be living in a certain place. You won't think you have to have a certain job. No, you won't. No, you won't. Sex won't be the first thing on your brain. Ooh, I gotta just hit that. No, you won't. You won't even think like that. I promise you. You will not think like that. Combined with those two, the way you're gonna talk, and not just straight up after the sex, they're gonna be like, "Damn, what's up with that dude? He's not doing what every other dude does." I know. They're gonna know that you're different, but they're not gonna really understand it. Why? Because there's not many like us. Alpha, debt-free alpha males. There's alpha males, and then there's debt-free alpha male. I've always been an alpha male. Now I'm a debt-free alpha male. It's totally different. You're not ruled. You're not ruled by sex. You're not. A woman's bad body won't switch your mind up. It won't. Hey man, she got a fat ass. It won't change your mind. I promise you, it won't. You'll never forget your condoms. You'll never say, "Oh man, I just had to feel it." No, you won't. You'll never do that. I promise you, because you'll never tie yourself to a slave, especially if you know they're deep in debt. You're never going to accidentally get them pregnant. If you get in a situation to where it's hot and heavy and you just got to have it, you'll stop. You'll say, "Oh, sorry, we ain't got no protection. We ain't doing nothing." I promise you. I don't care how hard you are. And if you have that problem, right? If you're in the middle of it and you have that problem, I promise you, all you got to do is think about the $200,000 in student loan debt she ain't paid off in 10 years, 15 years. I guarantee you, your dick will go soft. And you'll just say, "Hey, I got to go." And the younger you learn what I'm telling you right now, especially the youngsters, 18, lost, don't even looking on social media and thinking that's just the answer. It's not the answer. Find yourself. Find who are you. Start by never going in debt. Okay. This is how you going to, I know you're young. You probably don't understand what word I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying. How you going to really find yourself? Stay out of debt. Okay. I'm going to just tell you at a young age, don't finance anything. I don't care what your friends are doing. I don't care what they're buying. I don't care if they have the latest stuff. It doesn't matter. Don't follow them. If you don't follow them, if you don't finance anything, I promise you, you will find yourself faster because you will have saved yourself unnecessary relationships, personal relationship, family relationship. You will save yourself all those disappointing relationships. Or you'll stop yourself. Anything that involves money, you will prevent that from happening. You won't care if, say, like you have some money and some family member, somebody wants to borrow some, and you won't care to say no. You'll say no. You will tell them no without hesitation, especially the ones you know you're never going to get that money back. You're not going to use, because you got to remember, once you get out of debt, you understand time is the most valuable thing on earth, right? If you have a job, that means you're using the time in your life to earn that money that you take home. So if you give that money to somebody that you know you're not going to give it back, you just gave away some of the time in your life. You just gave it away. What's up, Fred Moore? What's up, NC Biggs? Jewel, what's going on? G Track says I should go on a grooming hour with Bernard Riley. I have no idea who that is. I'll reach out to him, see if we on the same page. I most definitely will reach out to him, see what he does. I gotta check him out, see what he does. Now I'm gonna put this link up here. If you have any questions of me, um, it could be any question because you got to understand. I understand the language of debt and debt free, right? So it could be many things. It could be about your personal finances. It could be maybe a person that you're dating. Maybe you're wondering, maybe you're seeing somebody. Maybe somebody's trying to scam you, okay? Or maybe you're dating somebody you can't figure out. Their money looks funny or whatever. All you got to do is, if you want, all you got to do is get on here, tell me what's happening, tell me what they're saying to you, and I'll tell you if it's true or not. I'll tell you if they're faking. I'll tell you if they're pretending. I can tell you by what the words they say. It doesn't matter. When it gets to that point, Aaron, if like when you're debt free and you're getting to the point to where you're actually asking to see their personal credit report, that means it has progressed to that point, right? For me, if I was still out there, slaves think it's normal to make car payments, phone payments, right? If I found out right there she's making car payments or cell phone payments and she's getting a new phone every year, that's where the relationship really stops. Okay, I'll throw hints out there and say, hey, you're paying a lot for the phone. Just not too much because they'll think you're like judging them or something. So you got to be careful when you talk to slaves, right? You just say something like, when you finance that phone, you pay like double the price for it, right? And see how they respond to it. See if they respond like, oh my God, I didn't know, or they'll just say, oh yeah, I don't really care. It's only $50 a month. That's a problem. So it really won't even get to that far. The point, if I got to the point to where I need to ask to see her credit report, she has passed all the red flags. There has been no red flags to that point, or else I wouldn't even be asking to see that personal credit report. It won't even get that far. What's up, Holly Taylor? I'm surprised there's only 48 people watching this. Proof that slaves exist. Congratulations, gang. 15%. It's true, and I accept that. And Holly, that's how it's supposed to be. I know it sounds weird, but if everybody knew what I was explaining, the economy would crash. It wouldn't, no, the economy wouldn't exist. Because you got to remember, if there were nobody left to finance cars, washer and dryers, phones, TVs, DVD players, PS5s, the economy wouldn't exist. So I get it. I accept it. Because, basically they're coming here. I'm asking a slave to unlearn their whole financial life, what they've been taught. I'm telling them, saying, hey, all that's wrong. That's a shocker to people. That's a big pill to swallow. That's a huge red pill. Yeah, that's true. You've been doing it all wrong. Yeah, I know they told you to invest and do all this. I know that, but yeah, I get it. I get it, but that's all part of the whole plan. That's how it works. You just got caught up in it. All you had to do was do the math, and you would clearly see none of it made sense. That's all the person has to do is just do the math, and it will clearly see that it doesn't make sense. And all they got to do is believe it. So I get it. I get who put this in place, and on a bigger scale, you guys, you got to understand. This was a thought in somebody's head. I want you guys to really let that soak in. Somebody designed this, and I fully respect it. Okay, I fully respect it because it's not. It favors those who trust mathematics. That's it. That's the best way I can tell you. If you don't trust mathematics, the economy is against you. If you trust math, the economy is with you, for you. And it doesn't matter what economy it is. All you got to do is just trust mathematics, and the economy will be for you. Period. Debt free equals simp free. You ain't lying, Jewel. You right about that. Like I said before, I can only imagine a woman with this knowledge. A woman with this type of knowledge, put it this way, because you don't. This is what I'm saying like this. A woman with this knowledge, because guys always do stuff to try to impress women with stuff, with cars and clothes and houses and jewelry and watches. And when you become on this side and you're a woman with this type of knowledge, you will understand and clearly see that that's all an illusion, but they don't know it. They don't know that. They come to you and say, hey, I just dropped $1,000 on this Gucci belt. They think it impresses you, but you don't really understand that only slaves do that. Only a slave will drop $1,000 for a belt. They'll pull up in a car and it's a really nice, expensive car, but they're making car payments. They'll have this big old house over here, but they're making mortgage payments. They have no idea they're doing just the opposite. Dudes like that, they don't have a chance. They wouldn't even have a chance. They wouldn't even understand it. They wouldn't even get it. You know what a guy will do? Oh man, maybe I need to go out and get a better car, man, because man, she must only like dudes that drive Benzes, whatever, and dig yourself deeper in debt and drive up on her and say, "Hey, girl, look what I'm rolling now." You feel like you just got that? Yeah. You just went deeper in debt to do what? I don't get it. Dating pool is about 5%. Sure is. Sure, definitely. Reverse Viagra. I would love to do a TED talk. How do I do that? I was looking at that a while ago, man. I just didn't, I guess, I didn't follow through because I didn't know how to do it. How does that even work? I would love to do a TED Talk. That would be amazing. Mina says, I have a question, LJ. My good friend is dating a guy with credit card debt, student loans, and car note, and he has two dependents he cares for, mom and sister. Should she accept his proposal? Ooh, sheezy. Hmm. Hmm. I say put it this way, Amina. That's what I would tell her with accepting his proposal. This is what I would say. I would tell her to first have him add up his total debt. Say, before I accept your proposal, I have one condition. He's going to say, what? She's going to say, I have to see and know your total. Not let him tell you. He got to sit down with him and look at all three of his credit reports and add up all his debt. Okay, so she can see this with her own eyes, right? And then right there, when she sees it with her own eyes, she's got to make a decision. She's going to have to ask him, hey, baby, what are you going to do about this debt? What are your plans about this debt? And if he has no plan and she goes ahead and marries him, she got to understand she's marrying into that debt. There's going to be money problems because this is how it all connects, right? If she accepts that proposal, that's what she's marrying herself into. If she don't even know that total debt, that's what she needs to know. She needs to see it. Oh God. And he's also planning to buy it. See, without even knowing, he's telling me everything I need to know all already about him. Got all that stuff and talking about buying a house. The only type of mortgage he's going to be able to get, guess what? A subprime mortgage because he's in debt. Guaranteed FHA mortgage. Guaranteed FHA mortgage, without a doubt, or some other subprime mortgage. Right? No slaves equal no functioning economy. Exactly, underground. The economy would not exist. This is why I respect it. When you hear people say, "Oh, the economy's bad, it's good," when you hear people talk like that, they're telling you their feelings about the economy. You know they're already fucking up because you don't add your feelings to it. When you look at the economy, all you think about is mathematics. That is it. Nothing else. The economy is just the economy. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just the economy. And I promise you, if you don't trust mathematics, the economy will be against you your entire life. We need slaves. You better believe that. Slaves are number one. Let me give you a clap. Slaves are number one. Slaves are you guys are number one in my book. Because without you, I couldn't be free. Legally. Without you, I couldn't be free legally. I promise you, when you get out of debt, there will be nothing you will need to do that's illegal financially. Nothing. You won't have to do anything. You won't have to lie and cheat and steal and hide money from the IRS. Nope. Mm-mm. Because if you just follow the rules, why would they come see you? Why would they audit you? Why would they audit you if you're following the rules? You're following what they're gonna come and double check, make sure you're following. They already know if you're following the rules or not. Why do you think they come and see you? Why do you think they come and audit you? Because they already know. When they come, they say, hey, your numbers don't match our numbers. Never once you probably ask to say, hey, where'd you get your numbers? Because they already know. That's what your social security number's for. They're just coming to see if you're going to lie and cheat and say, hey, my numbers don't match your numbers. And I don't know how it happened. That's exactly why they're coming there, because they know you're going to say something like that. All they got to do is look at your financial pattern. You guys have a pattern. Slaves don't trust math, and they don't know they don't trust math. Wayman Brown says, next time during dirty talk in the middle of fondling her, ask a broad, damn, baby, you defaulted on any loans recently? If she says yes, I'll stop the foreplay and ask for her cousin's number. Oh, man. See, you know what? I know it sounds crazy, man, but it wouldn't get that far with me because I wouldn't want to put myself in that situation to have to ask that question during that time. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, okay, it'd be like this. If it was just a physical thing, right? I would make sure that it's crystal clear that it's just physical and will be nothing more. And it does two things, okay? Doing this, and I promise you guys, you will do this. It does two things. You're being honest with yourself and you're being honest with her. You're putting the ball in her court saying, hey, I'm telling you this right now so you can make your decision to either be with me or not be with me or have sex with me or whatever, right? I'm giving you the choice right now, but I'm telling you right now, even after sex, we're not going to be anything else. We're never going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. We're never going to get married. We're never going to be hanging out every day and getting to know each other. But I'm telling you, it's going to be nothing but physical. You'll make that clear. That way nobody can really hurt each other. Oh, you messed around on me. No, because you guys are not together. So nobody can fool around on nobody. Nobody can talk about, you don't have to check anybody's phone, see who's texting them, see who they're talking to, because you already have that clear understanding right from the get-go. I'm telling you guys, I'm dead serious. Some women will say, okay, yeah, because they think they're going to be able to change you. Now, this is normal. Some women will think, oh, yeah. And then they think if I whip this pussy on him, he's going to change. But they're not going to know, yourself, and you're debt free. You know yourself now. They're not going to know that that's not going to change your mind. They don't know that. Even though, remember, even though you told them right from the beginning, but you're going to reiterate that. Maybe every time after sex, you'll say, hey, by the way, and I promise you, this will be the best way to do it. Every time after sex, no matter how good it is, after sex, you say, hey, remember, this doesn't change anything. Say that every single time. So she'll know right away that, hey, he must mean this. I promise you, that's never happened. I promise you that's never happened. Never happened. Guaranteed. They're going to know that you're different. Money things aren't a personality trait. However, excuse me, I put it way over there. However, how you treat your money is, though, yeah, it is. Money and things aren't a personality trait. However, how you treat your money is, though. Yep, it's true. Dark Man, what's going on? Leave him alone. Let that under says skip the games, put out an ad in the classifieds. Wayne says, when I hear people who live in places like DC, Atlanta, LA, living it up with Beamers and condos, I estimate that generally if they bring home $10K a month, about $9,800 goes to debt and bills. Yeah, it's all. And then you got to remember, they don't know that they're doing it. That's the lovely thing about being on this side. You won't be impressed by that type of stuff. You will never wrap yourself up to a person that believes that if you live in this certain city, if you drive this type of car, if you live in this certain area, they believe that's something. You'll know that it's nothing, especially if they don't own it, especially if they're making payments on it. Because you got to remember, slaves don't understand why they're making payments. They're making payments because they couldn't afford to buy it. Hence payments. They don't realize only slaves agree to pay more for something than what it's worth. So if they go and buy a house and finance it with the mortgage, right at that time, they said, yes, I'm gonna finance this. The sale price of that house becomes null and void. The sale price of a house only applies to those who have cash. Nobody gets a financed house on sale. So not only are they financing it, they're agreeing to pay more for that house than what it's worth. And they walk away believing that it's their house and it's going up in value for them, even though they're paying more for the house every single year, every single month. It doesn't even make any mathematical sense whatsoever. What did she say? She asked him to show her everything, but he was transparent about some things, but is hiding others. See? That's a problem. The reason why, I mean, people skip over the obvious. The reason why they're hiding something is because they don't want you to see something. If a person just realizes that, they don't really need to see what they're hiding. All you need to know is that they're hiding something. That's good enough. You don't need to know what it is. It doesn't matter what it is, because the fact is that they're hiding it. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. It doesn't matter. They're hiding it. These are red flags that happen, okay? And this is the problem with relationships. Feelings override mathematics in relationships. Powerful. Powerful stuff. It's powerful stuff. It will scramble up math like nothing other. It will make things make sense, and it doesn't make any sense. Why? Because of feelings, love, all this stuff. It overrides math. Oh, I love him. I'll co-sign for a car. All you gotta do is ask yourself, why does he need a co-signer? Let me see your personal credit report. There's a reason why the bank told him that he needs a co-signer. Let me see his personal credit report will tell you that answer. You don't go by what he's saying. You say, okay, yeah, just let me see the report. All three of them. See, but when people get their feelings all wrapped up in there and sex is involved, it scrambles shit up. Scrambles it all up. LJ, any suggestions on how to meet someone who is not a slave? I say this, and I know this is not going to make sense, okay? But this is what I say, okay? Work on being yourself. Okay, work on being yourself, because when you do that, you radiate a different kind. I promise you, okay? You radiate a different kind of energy. Okay, you can't see it, you can't smell it, you can't touch it, you can't say, hey, it's red. You can't, but I promise you it's true. It attracts the type of women that you're thinking in your mind. I promise you, that's how it works. It repels the ones that you know that are nowhere near what you're looking for. It repels them. They don't even they look at you like you're disgusting, and that's exactly how you want them to look at you. They don't know that. But the right ones will somehow pick it. I don't know how this works, man, but they will pick up on it, and they will know that you're different. You don't even have to look. You don't have to say, hey, I got to get on this website, or I got to get on this, I got to blah blah. No, it just comes to you. It'll come to you. Maybe you're at the store, or maybe you just took a walk somewhere. That's how it happens. Change a man, does he have on a diaper? Does he have on a diaper? Right. Change. That's funny. I like that. If he has on a diaper, that's a bigger problem. I'm debt free because I've never had a date. No, yeah, you know, I don't, I try not to tie that with dating, because it has nothing to do with that, man. All right. Shout out to Quentin for the Cash App donation. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Let me put that up there, because every time I don't, people always ask me. There we go. Being emotional will separate you from your cash. It sure will. LJ, you remember those E.F. Hutton commercials from the 70s? I think your T-shirt should read, "Well, LJ Young talks people. Listen, savings minus debt." What does what? E.F. Hutton commercials. No, I don't think I'm familiar with E.F. Hutton commercials. LJ talks people. Listen, savings. I like that. I like that saying though, because they'll make them wonder, like, who the hell is LJ Young? Become a person of value for the things you desire. Exactly. I promise you, it really, for a guy. Now let me put it this way: for a guy, of course, you're still going to know you got to be physically attracted to the woman. Okay, that's just a no brainer. It just has to happen. She has to have the type of body you like. She got to have the type of look you like. She got to have. I mean, everything that you wanted a woman, she's going to have it. Okay, because you're not going to settle for anything less, right? And it's not being vague or just being ego, because once you have it, you're not going to have no desire to look for anything else, right? It's like if you get with a woman and you like something sexual, right? And she just like, oh, I don't do that. And you really like that. You're gonna have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, can I really live without that, or it's gonna, or am I gonna fool around with somebody that does do that for me? And you can't do that. So once you find yourself, man, it's just everything changes. I remember the Al William ads as well. Okay. Check and may. Oh, what she said. Forget all that, LJ. I'm gonna get me a hobosexual and call it a day. Check and mate. I'm going on mute now. Nah, I just say people. Now that I found myself and I know I know what it's like, what true freedom feels like, right? I know what it feels like to have nobody own my time. I know I differ. I radiate a different type of energy. So when I go, people are just attracted to me, and I'm not saying that in an egotistical way. I'm just saying that it just is what it is. And honestly, it's been like that my whole life. People have always been interested in what I said, what I do, what my girlfriend looked like, who am I dating. What is it's I used to always say to myself, why do people care about what my woman looks like? I just that kind of stuff never made sense to me, because I don't care. Like another couple, I don't care what another man's wife looks like. It has nothing to do with me. He's with her and she's with him. What she looks like has nothing to do with me. It doesn't make any sense. But people used to always wonder why that with me. All my life has been like that. Can't wait for what, James? Can't wait, LJ. Mina says, should I get someone a PS5 for Christmas? I have student loans. Man, ain't that crazy? Christmas is coming up. Thanksgiving. Here we are in the worst economic disaster in this probably this century, this decade, this century, whatever, this half a century. I'm gonna say I'm comfortable with this half a century, right? And they're still gonna go in debt for Thanksgiving, Christmas. They're still gonna do it. They're still gonna do it. You wait. Even though we got the coronavirus coming around, you watch this. They still gonna have black whatever sales. They still gonna have them. No, they might cancel them. No, I'm not saying it. No, that'd be too obvious if they allowed that. Nah, the slaves. Now, if they allow Black Friday people to rush into buildings, the slaves would catch on and be like, "Hey, wait a minute, why they let us do that?" And they tell us to wear masks, but they let us crowd in the stores. No, they probably cancel Black Friday. No, that would be too obvious. What's up, Naima? Thank you for the 2.99 super chat. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much. Holly Taylor says, I'm out. Congrats all on being part of the 15%. Stay free, stay frosty. All right. You too, Holly. Appreciate it. To be all the way free. Yep. I've had an amazing year with the SMD family. Thank you, Jewel. I'm sure glad that you have and your life has changed. And man, you younger people out there, I want you to understand, even though I say younger people, I'm 50, I want you to understand something. Take care of yourself. And 50 is not what TV makes you believe. 50 is not what your friends tell you 50 looks like or feels like. I promise you, take care of yourself. Take care of your body, eat right. You will still feel like you're 30. Okay? Even though the world around, but they'll know you'll stand out more because you won't look like the normal 50-year-olds. You won't look like that. When you're young, you think 50 is you wearing a walker with tennis balls on it, and that's not true. What's up, NC?
Hey, what's up, LJ? I had to make a comment just because you said it. You said it too. You didn't even know you said it wrong, man. Black Friday is not. You're right. It didn't start on Friday after Thanksgiving. It's already started, man. What are you talking about? They started that last week.
Are you serious?
Bro, man, they've been doing Black Friday sales since last week, man.
Oh my God. They're not even waiting for Thanksgiving?
No, they ain't waiting for nothing. They're getting that money now. They got Black Friday sale. You can go on any one of them websites. You can go to Target, Best Buy, anything. They're selling Black Friday stuff right now.
Right now online.
Right now, online. Oh. Now you can't go to the store, but they work around. They're working it around. They do the workaround.
They're getting that money all in the middle of a worldwide pandemic that people doing Black Friday sales.
Black Friday sales, man. And they got finance.
I'm not hating on the business. I mean, the people shopping.
Yeah, they got financing too, man. They're helping out people with the financing.
Yeah, you might as well go ahead and do it. It's 0% financing.
Yeah.
0% 84-month finances. Okay,
I'm sure they're doing all that. I'm sure they're doing all that. They're doing it all. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. You thought they were going to cancel? Never that.
I didn't know.
You underestimate the power of the sale.
I did come to the conclusion, though, they wasn't going to have a crazy people, running in stores and stuff like that.
They still having that. They're going to do safety measures in that.
How they going to do safety measures on that?
Hey, look, I don't know, man. That's what they're saying. They're saying they're going to do safety measures, man.
Oh, my God.
They're doing online sales and safety measures.
Whatever that means. I have no idea what that means, but we're going to see.
I don't know, but I know they're going to do it, man. I just want to make sure you was corrected on that because the Black Friday sales is on right now. Go get yourself the new PlayStation financed on Black Friday.
I'm going to get 2 of them.
Yeah, and the Xbox, the new Xbox. You got to get that too,
Oh, that's coming out at the same time. Oh, what a coincidence. They're coming out at the same time. What a coincidence.
Both out. Yeah, they both out right now. They both out.
Wow. They're making so much money. Who they making so much money?
Good. I mean, bro, they're going to have, and then don't forget about the 13th month, man, because these car dealerships sending me letters like crazy. So 13th month.
What's that mean?
You don't know about the 13th month?
No, what's the 13th month?
The 13th month is when car dealerships get they consider the last week of December makes up for pretty much all their sales for the last week of December between I think Christmas and New Year's. They will make up for all their sales. So they're going to have big sales. Big sales.
Wow, big sales
for the end of December because they got to get rid of those old models. So all these people are going to go out here and get that zero finance Tesla or whatever else they're going to go.
See, NC got that debt free glow. Look at
come on, I'm not debt free. Don't do that, Jewel. I'm not debt free yet.
Hey, but Jewel, don't talk to him. He's a snitch. All right?
Yeah, I am a snitch. I mean, at work, they call me Snitch Jones, man. That's Snitch Jones. Hey, look, so So
Hey,
so now,
Jewel, he eats lunch alone by himself, so you don't want to hang around. He eats by himself. Nobody want to
yeah,
eat lunch with him.
I'm an exposed alien. You know, I'm over here just while LJ's pointing his finger, just
You did
saying,
it to
yeah, man.
yourself. Hey, you did it to yourself.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm proud to do it to myself. I'm
I'm gonna
proud to
be
do
with
that.
them. I'm gonna be like, yeah, man, look at him, man. NC Biggs, he ain't about nothing. I'm with you, man.
I don't even some guys I don't even talk to at all. Like I don't speak to at all. So but I just wanted to let you know about that. And then
All right.
the 13 sales. You get ready for the 13 sales, and they're gonna have probably a Black Friday sale too, with the car dealerships because they're losing money like crazy right now.
Poor
Because people,
slaves. Poor
yeah,
slaves.
so they're gonna get people. They're like, we're gonna drop off $10,000 on this car. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. And then people are gonna go in there. I saved $10,000 on that car and still financed for 4 months. Yeah, it's coming. Oh, thank you. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I gotta get out of
All
here,
right.
guys. I just wanted to give y'all that. I just wanted to give you that info. Y'all
Okay,
take it
man.
easy.
I
All right.
appreciate it. Later.
No problem. Bye bye.
Yeah, not only people in debt, but they go in debt to sit around on video games all day. Exactly, man. And guess who's making the money? PlayStation and Xbox, Microsoft, they making a killing. You see how they do it? They are making a killing. I mean, I remember, they got me. Don't get me wrong. Video games got me back in the day. I mean, I would spend hours on a video game to master that game. I had to master it. Once you in and you almost to the end, you sucked in. Okay, we're going to go back to the Legend of Zelda. Okay, when Zelda came out on Nintendo, I can't tell you how many hours I spent on Legend of Zelda. Oh my God, man. It was just that was such an addicting game. Oh, but I used to stay up sometimes I would stop, play the machines burning up hot, and I just had to go to bed. It's crazy. Can you imagine these games today? Oh man. Imagine how many PS5s and Xboxes are getting financed. Imagine that. And let me tell you something, ladies. Hey, ladies, check this out. If you go over your man's house and he has a brand new PS5, you need to ask him, hey man, how'd you pay for that? No, you go like this. Damn, those things, find out how much the PS5s cost, right? And then you walk in and say, damn, you dropped $500 on that thing? You see what he says. Oh no, I charged it or whatever. Either he paid cash or he didn't. If he didn't pay cash, that means he charged a game system. Now let me say that one more time to you, okay? That doesn't even include the games. You're right. That don't include the games. If he charged the game system, that means he's charging the games. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's a red. If your man didn't if he didn't pay for the station with cash and bought all the games with cash, that's a problem. Your man's financing a game system. They need to learn to value time over anything else. Anything else. This is why your dating pool is going to be so small. Once you come to this determination, what Andre said, that time is over anything else, it's going to be hard to relate to some people. They're going to think you're an asshole because you value your time. Hey, I'm going to be here at 5 o'clock. You get upset if they don't show up. Now, of course, you give them a couple minutes, but when somebody show up, say you go to somewhere and you meet at 5 o'clock, right? And they show up at 5:15, I promise you that will make you upset. Because that person, since they don't value their time and you wait there for 15 minutes, now your whole time schedule is off by 15 minutes, not because of you, because of somebody else that doesn't value their own time. So when you prevent that, they're going to think you're an asshole, but you're not. You just value your time. That's why I got Amina reading over my stuff, because sometimes I'll be writing out stuff so fast and I'll be like, oh, I spelled that wrong. I'm going to be financing weed for the holidays, right? I can't. When I first heard you could do that, that blew my mind, that you could finance a weave. That blew me away. Blew me away. But you got to remember, if businesses don't offer financing, they're going to be hurting because slaves don't know they don't have money. So they have no choice but to finance stuff. They have no choice. It doesn't matter what form they use. Even if a slave is using cash, they're still financing it. It doesn't matter what they use. They're still financing it because their finances are in the negative. So their whole life is financed. I don't know how to play those games. Never learned, never create. The only game besides Legend of Zelda, I was really into Mortal Kombat. Okay. I was highly addicted, but that wasn't home. Okay. That wasn't at home. I had to go to the arcade to play against other people at that time. To kind of tell you how old I am. I had to go to the arcade to actually play against other people. Right. And then it came out on the game system, but you got to remember when game system first came out, they wasn't network. You couldn't network them. You had to, if you wanted to play with somebody, you had to pick up the game system and take it to your friend's house to play with anybody, right? But I can't imagine if it was online and I could play against anybody in the world. Man, that got to be mind blowing right there. That you're a zombie. What's up? What's up? The grade 23-ish. What's going on? Buying a $400 weave on credit. Right. Woof. Fatality. Right. I think I stopped playing Mortal Kombat when I stopped being serious with it, like Mortal Kombat 2 or 3 back then, because I was a man on Mortal Kombat 2. I was Sub-Zero, man. I was ridiculous. I was ridiculous, but I put in some time, put in some quarters. Fred, LJ talk about the good old days. I know those are good old days, man. I never forget. I was walking in the arcade and I saw this big crowd around this one game. And I was like, what the hell are they playing? So I go by, it was Mortal Kombat. They was stabbing, killing, chopping off heads. I was like, holy shit, what is this? Ever since then, I was hooked. Totally hooked. Man, I look at Mortal Kombat now, I think to myself, look at all of them characters. You know how long it would take, as many moves as each character has, you know how long that would take to learn everybody's move in a fight? Oh my God, that would take so much time. There is no way I could even, like the way I feel about my time today, there is no way I could sit and play a video game for all day. Just play a video game. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I was addicted to Gears of War. It's addictive, man. People don't look at video games as an addiction. It is an addiction. You better believe it's a strong addiction, a very expensive addiction. I mean, people will go all out, multiple screens. They get the high def so they can project them. Now, don't get me wrong. The guys that are on YouTube that are making money playing video games, hey, congratulations to you. For real. If you playing video games, you're doing what you love, and people are and they're paying you just to watch you play, congratulations. But if you're just playing video games just to be playing video games, nah, man, you're doing it wrong. Especially if you're really good. If you're really good, like if you're really good at some games and you know you're good, you better get that on YouTube and start making some money, start your own channel, whatever, because those guys out there are making some good money. But if you just doing it to be doing it, your life is wasting away, I promise you. Folks rushing to buy PS5 knowing good and well the price is going to drop. Sure is. You think they care? That's money. PlayStation's killing the game. Xbox killing the game. That's an addiction. And of course, if you're a video gamer and you want to play like real people, like real competition, you have to go with the most popular gaming system to even mess with them. You have no choice but to have the most popular gaming system to play the top people in the world. Because if you get one of the subgrade systems or whatever, how that ever works, your competition is going to be limited. They need to check out of reality, especially if you have debt. Yeah, they do need to check out. They do. That will definitely check you out too. A video game will check you out of reality fast. Man, you'll be gone. You have your whole setup, your chair, your microphone. You're talking to all these people across the board, and you think they're all your friends. And then once you take those headsets off, then you're back in your own world. Realizing that world doesn't even exist. Doesn't even exist. That world, that they'll never meet those people ever. Half of them never even seen the person. They only know them by their username. Because they join them in a war game, they think, oh man, we're super cool and blah blah blah. No, as soon as you take the headphones off, you're back in your own world. Now what? Some folks buying consoles for more than the retail price. They will make more of them. You know what's so crazy? The smart people, like, I don't know if PS5s and Xboxes ever sell out, but the smart people, they would buy some Xbox as soon as they come out, as soon as those PS5s come out, knowing that they will sell out and knowing that you could sell. That's how bad slaves want it. They'll pay more for that Xbox than what it's worth. So if they sell out and you get one, all you got to do is put it right back up and make, you want an extra couple $100. If it's selling for $5, you sell it for $7. I remember I did that one year. I remember iPhones, they sell out every year. I remember I went out, bought a couple of iPhones, put them up and sold them and made free money. It's free money. You got to do it during the frenzy, though. You got to do it during the frenzy when they think they're not going to get it first. Who knows what slaves think? It doesn't really matter. But whatever they think, hey, it's going to happen. It's going to sell out. I better get one first. I got to have the newest. We don't really care why they. You just got to do it because they'll pay for it. I used to love them games. I don't really have time to play. Video games give off the same satisfaction as if you went out to hunt and successfully killed an animal. Hits the deepest primal parts of your brain, makes you feel like you really did something. Yeah, it does. I can imagine how they feel when they play those war games. They really believe that it's them. But without the fear of dying, right? Because they know you just have to click restart. You could just, without the fear of dying. Heart be pumping. They're probably in situations that they're going to get killed and shot. And they'd be like, man, they really be connected with it too. And it's a video game. I currently have a PS4 that's collecting dust. I work 55 to 60 hours a week and I take classes. I might play 2 hours a month. That's a lot of hours, man. Woof. As long as you got a goal, Dark Man. Because when I hear that many hours a week, ooh, man, that makes me sick to my stomach. Oh, LJ, people are flipping them. Oh, some folks selling them for $1,000. Okay, I heard that. Hell yeah, make that free money. But $1,000, you better be meeting somebody at the police station. You better not go out and get a PS5 and talk about selling it for $1,000. You'd be like, hey, I'll meet you at the police station for the exchange. All right, that's what we're gonna do. In the worst economic time in history, you better be meeting at the police station. I promise you. All these millions of people with no jobs. No job to go to. They've probably been working at some same place for the last 10, 15, 20 years. They get laid off. The only skill they had was the job they was at. And now they can't even get nowhere near the salary that they had before because that particular job is no longer available. Can you imagine? You better be meeting at the police station. Believe that. What's wrong with just having the PS4 longer, or is that not the good thing? I think shit, if the more people, if I was PlayStation, I would make it incompatible to certain games on PS5. That's what I would do. Hey, yeah, if you want to play this game, you got to have a PS5. And all you got to do is, that's how you move people off the old. An old gaming system can't be like an old phone, right? At least with a phone, you can keep it at least 3-4 years, without and still be able to use it. A game system, that's like dog years. There's no way you're gonna have a PS4 while PS5 been out 3-4 years, and you think you're still gonna play the games on PS4. They're gonna make that obsolete. I would if I was PlayStation. Okay, cool, man. As long as you're doing that, I see why you're doing it. Because a lot of people just work those hours because they just in debt. Notice how slaves they'll start talking about, oh man, I'm just getting in that overtime. They be bragging, slaves be bragging about putting in overtime, bragging about it. Oh yeah, man, I'm getting that overtime, getting that time and a half. That's what you think, slave. That's what you think, bragging about being in overtime. I'm telling you. When you find yourself, you're dating, you're going to hear slaves be talking like that. They're going to be talking stuff like that to try to impress you. They don't know that. You got to understand, slaves they don't know that they're doing that. They try to talk about their investments or how much, especially the slaves that talk, they say numbers like money numbers. Those are slaves. They're saying those money numbers so you will be impressed. But they don't know nobody knows what numbers would impress another person. Nobody knows that. If you say, hey man, yeah, I'm making $1,000 a month off this. If what if you're talking to somebody that's making $1 million a month and you say you're making 1,000, that's not impressing anybody but you. My girl asked me if I want the PS5. I told her a better gift is paying my car insurance for 6 months. Oh hell yeah! Forget the hell yeah! Believe that. Damn, what she say about that? I wonder how somebody would feel that you would say that. Like, say, like, hey, your birthday's coming up. What you want for a gift? And they will spend like 200 or 300 on something, right? And you say, hey, how about you pay my car insurance for the next 3 months? It's about the same price of the gift instead of going out to dinner and buying blah 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 blah. That'll help me out. See what they say. Damn, they impressing themselves. LJ, yep, impressing themselves. Kente worked 80 hours a week, killing himself while Chicken George pushes up on his wife. I haven't watched that movie in a long time. So again, if you guys got any questions, all right, we've been a little over an hour and 30 minutes. If you got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You know, if you're a person that goes out to these relationship channels, these matchmaking channels, I promise you right here, I have the answer for you. Okay. She says she'll do 3. Okay, cool. You don't need those channels, I promise you. I have the answer. You will no longer be confused by a high value man, a high value woman. Because anybody that says that to you, they only can be talking about the value of to themselves, to what they believe a high value person is to them. That is the only person that they have to compare to is themselves. A high value person, whatever high value is to you, not to anyone outside of you. Only you know that. Only you know what a high value person is to you. How do you do this? Become high value first. Value yourself first, and then you will never accept anything less. That's how it works. That's how it works. Value yourself first, make yourself high value, and then you will not accept anybody else in your life that is anything less. Who cares how they feel about it? Who cares what they think? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You won't care about slaves, that slaves don't trust mathematics. Now, when you guys hear me say slave, I want to make one thing clear, okay? So you can understand something, because a lot of people get offended by when I say, "Oh, slave, this slave." I didn't come up with the word slave. The Bible did. The Bible says, "Oh, dang, here I am about to say, uh, the borrower." Now, why did I? I've been saying it over and over and over again. The borrower is slave to the lender. I don't know why that just slipped my mind. I've been saying it over and over and over again. The borrower is slave to the lender. It says that in the Bible, Proverbs 22:7. I didn't even make that up. So if you have a mortgage, the bank is the lender and you're the slave. You're the slave. So if you believe you're a homeowner when the Bible clearly says you're a slave, why do you believe you're a homeowner? I don't get it. The Bible made it up, not me. That was in there before I was born. Okay? The borrower is slave to the lender. That was in the Bible before LJ was even born. So I'm just repeating this fact. How come you don't believe the Bible? I don't know. That seems crystal clear to me. You got to ask yourself that. How come I know it's true, but I still don't believe it? Like, ask yourself that. Like, think to yourself, I know I have a mortgage. You go like this. This is what you do. Okay. For those of you that have been calling yourself homeowners with mortgages, this is what I want you to do. Okay. Just go like this. I want you to go your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance equals your equity. Okay. And use exact numbers, log into your account, get your exact loan balance to date. Like if you were to give them money today, or you can go out, it really doesn't matter, whatever. Just find out your exact amount of your loan. And then I want you to go mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance equals your equity. Okay. And then when you see this number, that's how much of a homeowner you are. That's in the negative. That means that's how much money you owe the bank before you could ever call yourself a homeowner. That's what it is. When you see that large negative number, I want you to say to yourself, I'm a slave. Slaves can't own homes. You have a lender. You're a slave. Slaves can't own homes. That's mathematically impossible. So you got to ask yourself, how come I think I am? That's the question you got to answer. If you want to cross out of the debt matrix, that's all you got to answer. Is like, why do I think I'm a homeowner when I know it's not mathematically true? The Bible says it. Yeah, the Bible says it. Says it right there. Proverbs 22:7. Sure, it says the borrower is slave to the lender. How come I think I'm a homeowner when I know, when it says right here in the Bible that I'm a slave? The reason why, and I don't even bring up religion, and when I have my talks, I just want you guys to just be quiet. I try to cut off every avenue that you can try to go to. The Bible is where you have to stop there. You have to stop there. What are you gonna call God a liar or something? I don't know where you're gonna go after that. But if I come across somebody that says, "Oh, you got something to say against that," that's a whole different kind of level of unconsciousness. You know what I decided I'm gonna do? I decided, and now I've never read the Bible ever. I have know nothing about it. I don't even I don't even I've never read it. No desire to even understand it, none of it, right? But you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read anything that has to do with money, riches, finances. I'm gonna read it, because you know what? I'll be able to read it the correct way of to what it says. And this is why this came to my mind. Okay, so you can understand. Here it is in the Bible, Proverbs 22:7. It clearly says the borrower is slave to the lender. And before that is like the rich rule the poor or something like that. And then the borrower is slave to the lender. I'm saying it says right here in the Bible in plain sight for everybody to see, but yet these slaves still don't believe that they're slaves, even though it says it here in the Bible. That's how now it intrigues me. What else does it say that people are not seeing in there? Now, not the stuff that's debatable. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff in there that's debatable. I'm only sticking with the stuff I can prove with mathematics, and that's anything to do with money. That's what I decided I'm gonna do. Read it and really understand it. Because I guarantee you, through all religion, there's things in each one that they have this common trait. They all got to have some. I guarantee you, all of them have one or two things that are in common. And then I got to think to myself, why is that in common with all of them? West Splash 499 super chat. I love owning slaves. Become a slave owner, guys. That was my dream growing up. Now, unfortunately, you can't say stuff like that. They're gonna take that way wrong, especially if you're a white person. You can't say that. You cannot say that. It's going to be taken so far out of context. You can't say it like that. You got to say it like, we need slaves. No one really owns slaves, because you got to remember, you don't own them because they're there voluntarily. So we don't own them. The economy owns them, but we as individuals, we can't own slaves because they're choosing to be slaves. So they're free. I know that's weird, but they're free slaves. I know it sounds weird. The reason why they're free slaves because they're choosing to be slaves. Because it says right there in the Bible. All you got to do is read in the Bible. It says right there, the borrower slave to the lender. So do you see that? You read that, right? Yeah. Then that means you're choosing to be a slave. If you have a mortgage, you're choosing it. What does that say, ST Supreme? I don't know what that says. Mark 4:25. What's that mean say? When if you're new to the channel, don't go by subscribers. Don't go by people in the lives. I want you to see, when you see this small amount of people in here, I want you to understand something. That's how it is in the real financial world. This is how many people there is that have money. Don't go by. You go to somebody's live, they got thousands and thousands. That don't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. Don't be fooled by that. Don't be fooled by that. When you see that many people, that just means there's a lot of lost people. That's all. Ain't no big deal. It's business. You see that many people in somebody's live talking about something that you're the only person that's supposed to know about, that you only know about is you. That's just many lost people looking for the answer outside themselves. That's it. It's nothing more than that. For he that hath, to him shall be given, and he that hath not from him shall be taken, even which he hath. See, that kind of stuff, when somebody reads that, it can be interpreted in many ways. I'm just looking for the stuff that's undebatable. You can't debate it. The borrower slave to the lender. There's no debate on that, right? There's no misunderstanding it. There's no, hey, you have a mortgage? Yeah. Who's the lender? The bank. That makes, and your name's on the deed or whatever, right? Yeah. That makes you the slave, correct? Yeah. All right, you guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Hope you newcomers came in and enjoyed the show. Appreciate it. Any financial consultation, you can go to my website, SavingsMinusDebt.com. schedule your initial consultation, then we can talk. I tell you what I do, what I can do for you, and then we usually go from there. Or sometimes people just call to get some advice from me. Sometimes they just want to say, hey, can tell me what I should do with this and that or whatever, right? Personal finances only, though. I want you guys to understand something. If you're reaching out to me and talking about, hey, what can I invest in? I'm not going to, the only thing I'm going to say is invest in yourself. I only help people invest in themselves. That's it. I want to make sure that's clear because it's happened a couple times. People ask and I'm like, nope, I don't do that. I only help you invest in you, period. Okay. So don't hesitate to reach out there and we can go from there. And I appreciate the the Cash App donations today and the super chat and the super chat stickers. Thank you, everyone. And hopefully we'll get some more participation as this type of content goes on and gets bigger and bigger because it is growing. I'm starting to have more and more people during the lives, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you stopping by. And you guys have a good night. All right. Later.